Well, we were just talking about new characters, so.
Greetings and salutations, humans. This is Froggy and Friends, and that's Jeff.
Very bad at cues.
Oh well. Well, sadly, what happened is we had 35 minutes of awesomeness, and then the technology I use for recording and everything decided not to recognize our mic or our cameras. Technology. But what happened in that 35 minutes of awesome, actually it would have been 34 minutes, they were in the farmhouse. Cedric took the hit from the boy. The mom ran and got a shotgun and scared everybody out. And everyone decided to leave, and they're at camp right now after about 2 hours of hightailing it southeast towards where they last heard the Maurice was heading. And Tulak was on first watch. He decided to walk around, and he almost got bit by a rattlesnake. And Frederick had some nightmares, and Tulak was about ready to possibly wake him up. So.
Okay, so Tulak is going to kneel right by Frederick's feet. He's going to reach out. Are you wearing boots while you sleep, Frederick?
Don't take those suckers off.
I didn't think so, but I just want to make sure Frederick didn't have something weird.
Yes.
Okay, so Frederick's Tulak's gonna tap Frederick's feet. Frederick. Hey, Frederick. Hey, Frederick, you with me, buddy? Hey, can you hear me?
Okay. I just realized something bad. Your character's Native American, so when Frederick wakes up out of this nightmare that he's been having about Native Americans and these giant monsters attacking his entire platoon and stuff, the first thing that you're gonna see is a barrel of a gun at your face and him in cold sweats and tears.
Here's the thing, Frederick. Tulak didn't know any of that, so let's just see what happens. You never told him any of this, so...
He was in the military during a certain season of our...
Tulak was up north for that season,
Tulak's
so
like
he's
the
only
master
heard
of being
rumors.
like... It's like a big...
Hey, do you remember...
The awkward circumstance where it just happened to happen.
Yep.
Do you remember our last session when he asked if there was anything anybody needed to share? That would have been a good one, but let's go ahead and play.
Probably would have been a good one, but Frederick doesn't like talking about it.
Why my
Why?
deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah, and like, why? Yeah.
Alright, well, anyways, so, Frederick, you with me, buddy? Hey, can you hear me?
You got a barrel pointed at your face.
Oh, you already woke
Yeah,
up.
oh, yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were going to play that part.
Mm.
Sorry.
The tears, the sweat, and the gun pointed right at you.
Tulak just got his hands up real slow. It's Tulak.
I look up from my
Just
book.
me.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. And he's gonna like undo the hammer because it was back.
Yep.
And like put the gun away and just.
Cedric looks
Would
like
Tax would have done anything in
disappointed.
that moment? Because Tulak would have genuinely feared for his life in that second.
Sorry.
Frederick.
Yes.
As you're making, oh my gosh, Cedric.
Vertigo.
As you're making your weapon safe to uncock it,
Yeah.
you hear a whoosh fly behind your head.
What? What? Would it sound like an arrow?
It would be reminiscent of like a boomerang or something like that, something spinning at high speed. You've heard this before in battle against those bandits. Okay, Oh.
Yeah.
Caleb, come on.
Oh, it's like the Blair Witch Project.
It
Yeah,
is
here we go.
It's the Blair Grit.
Yeah. But you're a.
Yeah, and so he'll go back, he'll take the gun out again and point it in the direction.
This is going from bad to worse.
Does Tulak recognize that?
Yeah, he knows what it is. So you just spun around to point at where the axe was going?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what Tulak's going to do is he's going to focus all of the emotional energy that he's got to try to make the axe remain still, to stop spinning. And he'd probably put his arm out like that just as a reflex. So he'd probably be like, and try to communicate with it to not do anything
Roll.
scary. Sorcery, right?
Very much sorcery.
I'm not gonna say
Would
what
you
I'm
like
gonna
that
say
dimension
right
back,
now.
sir? Because if this goes wrong, I don't want anybody to die.
Cedric is seeing this whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 3
I was-
successes and an 18. I don't remember if an 18 is high enough to count as.
Well, 18 is definitely a failure.
Okay.
Um,
So 3 successes
remember,
and a failure.
a complication for you, I sent you that, is 17 and up.
Right.
So that is a complication. So I'm going to just mark this here. You did get 3 successes. It is working under its own free will. You needed 3. But there's a complication.
Yeah.
You're hearing a guttural, like stone growling, like echoing in your head.
Okay.
And you feel pure and utter malice towards you that you stopped it.
Ooh. Okay.
Great.
And now you hear, let me do what I want. And it just flies back to your hand, and you didn't want it to do it. It hits your hand with such force.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yeah. I'm just gonna. You ticked it off. Your hand's numb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
I was.
Yeah.
I just was hoping that the axe wasn't directly behind Frederick.
No, it was far. It was swinging. What it did is it arced around you, like around the back of you, and was swinging around to most likely hit you in the face.
Frederick, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's.
Would
not
this have been loud enough to wake anybody else up? Or?
You're probably light sleepers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you would have been up. Jeremiah's still out.
Tulak's gonna stand up because his hand hurts and it's numb. He's gonna spin around without saying a word to Frederick and walk off in the opposite direction to the other side of camp.
While you're on watch. Awesome.
No, he's not abandoning camp. He's going to the other end.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not
Alright.
like leaving the grounds.
Okay.
Jade would have just sat back down. Put her pistols back.
Yep, your natural reaction. Yep.
Yeah. So Tulak, he put his axe in his belt and he's just standing on the other end of the camp, massaging his hand.
Well, Frederick is awake now. There's no going back to sleep.
Is everybody okay?
What?
Jade would have been like, is everybody okay?
Ask Frederick.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah, Tulak said that. Yeah, he's mad. Because now he's got to deal with all this because in his mind, this is Frederick's fault for acting like a fool.
Oh, for sure. It's all.
He has no idea why you pulled a gun on him. He has no idea.
You woke him up from nightmares.
You woke him up.
That
Oh my
wouldn't have-
gosh.
You wouldn't have been able to put 2 and 2 together?
I wouldn't know.
Roll.
Big brain.
Okay, I'm gonna start having you roll like intelligence, just straight intelligence, just to help you with.
Can I help him?
No, not at the moment. It's just what is your intelligence score?
I'm looking for it.
It's right there. Just roll under an 8.
I got a 5, so a success.
Okay,
Oh.
you just woke up somebody. You've been around fighting people, including your own father. You woke him up, and he grabbed you by the throat.
Okay.
He almost killed you with his bare hands.
Okay.
He never told you a thing about his past, but you're guessing. you
Okay.
kind of grew up, and then the other warriors in your tribe, you were always told never wake up or startle someone that has been in the cheese in the past.
Okay.
And it's all flooding back to you. You're like, okay. Oops. So.
Okay. Well, then he didn't say that. He's just
Yeah.
standing on the
Well,
other camp.
you might have been ticked off at him, but just so in his head, and also you're hearing like a growl in the back of your head.
Yeah, well,
Just
I
like
imagine that Tulok's rage is up too. It's like a thrumming in his ears.
Yeah, and you're hearing the growl, and it's actually kind of feeding it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Like they're probably it's probably not a good look.
Yep. This is awesome. If you guys decide not to sleep, it's really gonna help me. Um,
Jade would have.
I think that's my fault. That's
Jade
what
would've-
Frederick said, not me.
Okay.
Went back, been like, all right, well, we have a long day tomorrow, so good night.
Yep, I think it's my watch.
It was supposed to be Cedric, but that's all right.
What?
Cedric's like, what?
Scribbling furiously.
It's twiddling
About what
his-
happened.
No, he's. Oh, I just imagine him in his book going.
Tulok's gonna
Okay,
look.
so yeah,
Are you taking over the watch, Frederick?
yeah, Frederick will actually seek out Tulak and be like, trying to, compose himself after that. And just be like, like touch Tulak on the shoulder and be like, so, is it my watch?
Tulok just. Yeah, that sounds about right.
No.
Ask Cedric. He wanted the next watch.
Tulak, I'm sorry about that. That was, I'll need to tell you about that. I don't like sharing it, so we're just not going to talk about it right now. But I should tell you about that later.
Tulok just nods. He's like, sorry I startled you. Didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to have any more nightmares.
I wanna walk in during their conversation and just kind of not yell but talk loudly. All right, I think it is my watch. And down, cross-legged in between them.
What? I thought it was my watch.
No, I called this. I
So
called
basically,
it.
I'm the
Don't
only
take
one.
it
Me
back.
and
Tulok-
Jeremiah are the only ones sleeping.
No, Tulok's gonna go. All right, well, good luck with all that. And he's gonna go lay down and see if he can get some sleep.
Okay.
Jeremiah,
Well, you got watch
I-
coming
I'll-
up too.
yeah, but I'm like the last watch, so I'll be up and just roll into the morning.
Well,
I'll
Cedric,
say that.
I'm not going to go back to bed for a little bit, so
Well, I'm not going to bed anytime soon either.
alright.
They're like,
But,
"Sleep,
I guess you can have it for a little bit, since you have spooky dreams. And then I get up and walk off, go back to writing in my notebook, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Since you have spooky dreams.
I was thinking we could watch together, but okay.
Well, I
Frederick's
mean,
like,
but ask him.
Watch together.
watch with me?
Did Frederick ask that, or is he just saying that out of context?
No, well, he did say, I figured we were going to watch, I figured we would watch together.
I think he turns around really quickly and a little bit teary-eyed. He's like, "You want to hang out with me?"
Yes, of course.
And then just calmly goes back and sits down next to him.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cedric.
You know, I've been known as a humble person, so you're very welcome. I'm a very good guy.
Yeah. I appreciate you being out here with me right now.
So if it's okay, I would just say, So what was that about?
Tulok looks like some people that I've killed, and he looks like a lot of people that have killed my friends. And I have nightmares about it very, very often, I guess. I thought it was just occasionally, but, well,
Well, I guess I understand. I have nightmares too, but I cannot relate in the ways that you do. So, I am sorry.
well, I mean, everyone who has nightmares has their own trauma, you know?
Mm.
It's not to discredit yours, just because someone else's is worse.
Well, I'm not saying anybody is worse. I'm just saying we have different things going on
Oh, yeah.
that I do not want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I understand that. And, you keep your secrets, and I will keep mine.
Well, sure. But I mean, is your situation getting better? You've lived longer than me, so does it get better?
I don't know the answer to that.
About to get eaten by a giant rattle.
I mean, if I figure it out, I'll tell you. Right now, I don't talk about it.
Yeah. How do you deal with it?
I don't know. Science? I'm kind of insane.
Kind of insane.
He acknowledges it, that makes it better.
That actually, if you know,
That's scary.
that's scarier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But it's a fun insane, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if any of us are a little right in the head.
I can tell you, I am definitely not. But me, that Tulok's a piece of work. He's got spaces in his head, if you know what I'm saying.
It's not really.
I'll be dealing with you very shortly.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my goodness.
Keep in mind that he doesn't know what he's saying either.
Yeah.
Oh, Cedric?
Yeah, he's just dumb.
What? Cedric's
He's
dumb?
not.
Socially dumb.
Oh, yep, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh, that's a. What?
I'm just
that's a
thinking, I'm
really
like, I know these
characteristic.
people. I know the kind of people who
No.
are so smart. and
Socially
it's like-
inept.
Okay, well, yeah, that'll probably wrap up our,
Excuse me.
Oh, you okay?
Cedric burped. That was in game.
That
Yeah.
was in game.
Okay, so
I guess I'm taking watch then after he goes to bed.
Are you gonna actually watch?
Throughout the night while I'm watching, I'm also like clutching the dagger.
okay.
Who's watching?
Yes.
Okay, so well, he's. I don't know if I noticed that or not because I'm too into my book.
Yeah.
But I think I would be writing stuff down, formulas and stuff like just testing about see if I can find a cure for my certain things that I've been dealing with for most of my life.
Okay, so I'll have you, because you're doing mathematics, roll me a science. The But you need-
Science.
I'm not gonna let you know the number of successes you need.
Okay, I'm getting another dice.
Well, no, because you're doing okay. It's more difficult than usual, but you're working on a part of this problem. It's dark out, so by definition, it's going to be you reading it in the future. You could have figured the whole thing out, but your writing is going to be more difficult. Wow, that chugging on that looked hilarious. So you just want another dice?
How much doom do we have? I can't see it.
Oh.
A lot.
Excuse me while I.
It looks like 3 stacks of 8.
Like maybe 12.
2, 4, 6,
Will I pile on
8,
more?
10, 11.
There's at least 30 there.
Ugh.
Tell me, if I do really good, do I find the cure immediately? That would be great.
Have an epiphany in the midnight hour.
Throw a 14
Just like,
there.
oh.
No.
Oh yeah.
The-
Need more
But
of that.
you may or may not. You may or may not. I'm not gonna. I'll let
Alright,
you.
well, I'm just gonna roll 3.
Okay.
Don't say it like that. It makes
30
me rethink.
33 do. Great.
Oh,
33
dread.
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 I got 4 successes, 2 3s, and a 1.
4 success.
Wow.
That's actually what you need. You feel you actually have part 1 of. You don't know how many. So write it down. Write down you have part 1 of the formula.
What?
Look how excited he got.
Look, epiphanies come when you least expect them, I guess.
It came
I
after
take
a
it
heartfelt
from-
conversation with a friend.
Yep, and specifying your true sanity.
I think what we just did at that house probably gave me a clue if we're gonna tie anything back to it. I don't know.
Okay.
Rather than just me going, oh.
Eureka!
Yeah.
I'm gonna say during. So Frederick, do you try to go to sleep?
No.
Do you just try to sit up? Or do you lay there and just try to rest?
I'm standing watch.
Still?
I think it's over. It's me.
My watch is over.
Yeah.
But I guess you could stay with me.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll stay awake the whole night. I'll still wake up the next watch person, but yeah, I'm not gonna
Me?
sleep. I'll just stay sitting up with the dagger.
Okay. You guys were chatting a whole bunch, so your observation test.
Great.
They both go great.
Yeah.
Now,
My observation tests are one step more difficult.
Oh, no.
that's coordination. It's usually coordination, but your observation, I'm gonna say you could be going by mainly hearing, so it's not gonna be one step more difficult. Cedric, you're not totally inebriated today, so you just need. You're listening for or looking for close things. You just need one success.
Oh, that's
Oh my God. The roll.
Now, what it can, I'm just gonna have Frederick do it, and Caleb, do you have training and observation? Like, are you skilled in it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So, do you want me to roll?
No,
Okay.
because I imagine you're still like talking or doing your writing while he's.
Holding hands with Frederick. You guys skip
Yeah.
around.
Making
camp.
friendship
Yep.
bracelets.
I'm telling you, everything's gonna be okay.
Okay.
Frederick's not fully blind, so supernatural hearing is not kicked in yet.
Did you not even get a single success?
So he's terrible at. When are y'all gonna wake me up?
Okay.
We're already got our throat slit right behind
Yeah.
him.
We're not even
Wait,
there anymore.
so y'all,
We're kidnapped.
so you're not waking up Jeremiah for watch at all?
I'm asleep.
No, I'm just.
Oh, no, that's the next person I would woke up.
Oh,
okay.
I'm not, yeah, I'm the
Okay,
last
so
person.
You do not see anything. You might have heard like a coyote off in the distance. You don't see anything.
What about me?
You definitely don't see anything because you're paying attention mainly to your notebook there.
No. We're dead.
Okay.
We're dead.
So Jeremiah's up.
Yeah, I go and I wake up Jeremiah. Well, is he resting peacefully?
Like a rock.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
Like I'll kick his boot with mine, but like the kind of like wake someone up, not like actually injure them.
Pull your gun.
Okay. All right, he moves his hat up. Slowly gets up,
I know it's your shift.
pats his stuff down. All right, then.
You can have some of my coffee if you'd like it, if it help you out.
How'd you make coffee?
Did
We
you
don't
make
have a
coffee?
fire.
We don't have a fire, Jeff.
It's like
Huh?
he's
No,
just
I'm
eating
offering
coffee
that he can
grounds.
make coffee.
But so you guys are,
You need a fire.
yeah.
You could grind the
That's
beans,
totally up to him. I'm just not thinking about it at the moment.
Wait, doesn't he have a little finger fire thing though? He can make a
Yeah.
little
Uh-huh. Finger fire.
finger fire.
He just
Good
he-
idea,
he-
Frederick.
He gets his vest back on. He gets his jacket back on. He's like,
I don't drink coffee.
You need some rest, I think.
Some what?
You need some rest, I think.
I do, but I will probably not take it.
All right then.
Now it's the team.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's not anything. It's just I had a nightmare, and I don't want to go back to bed today.
Oh, you said the nightmare thing?
Yep.
Oh, he like does a like totally like making fun of you. Oh, and then walks away from you.
Can I punch him in the shoulder?
Totally. Like, are you trying to harm him or just?
Oh no. Just like a shove off it kind of punch.
Okay.
Just
He just turns around and
Yeah.
breaks your jaw.
Knock him out. Just.
He takes it and he just kind of he's just snickering as he's walking off.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Sometimes some people like you playfully hit them and they think it's the end of the world.
You did hear that he does bare knuckle box for fun. So
Oh,
playfully hitting him doesn't necessarily.
okay.
Okay. And I already rolled. So, Cedric, do you actually sleep?
when they come back to the spot, his book is back in his bag and Cedric is passed out.
Okay. Okay. So you actually do
Right.
get enough REM to not go crazier. Okay. So,
Maybe.
Frederick, you just kind of notice that Jeremiah just kind of circles the camp. He just kind of like walking probably about 3 paces, like 3 paces from the farthest person out in a circle. So like pretty close to the camp, but just circling. Most likely to help keep him awake, and so he's making enough noise to keep things away.
Okay.
And then near morning, he lightly taps the bottom of your boot with his and just kind of just back.
she's a super light sleeper,
Yep.
so it'd be one of those things where she's like,
Yeah.
everybody's like,
But he doesn't like your watch.
thank you.
He just goes right back over, gets all this stuff set up, he lays back down, and it sounds like he falls right back to sleep.
Jada do the perimeter walk that everybody's been doing. And then right around once the sun started coming up, she would have made a little fire to make
Okay.
coffee and stuff.
Okay.
Because she would have wanted coffee.
Okay.
Coffee, yes.
And during you can roll your observation. You just need one to note. Like the reason I'm just like anything of note that you're noticing.
1 success.
You don't hear any coyotes or anything. You do hear like scurrying critters, like just bigger, like arachnids and stuff like that. You don't hear snakes by you. It's a very distinct sound
Yeah.
that y'all would definitely know. As you're making the coffee, now Tulok,
Mm-hmm.
when you went to bed,
Bad dreams.
that's all a matter of who's talking about it.
Get beat up psychically.
You're walking on the shore near your village.
Okay. All right.
Yep, you're walking on the shore by your village. But
Pleasant.
the ocean
Yeah,
is
the
a red ocean
Oh. Okay.
from your last dream.
The same ocean.
You're realizing now that you're remembering the peripherals. Your village and everything was behind you, and she was
Oh,
walking that
gosh.
way. And as you're walking, you look out into the great expanse of that blood ocean,
Mm.
and you're hearing in your ear, like just like throbbing, almost like a headache. Choose. And out from the water, Lily pops out of the water.
Oh.
Then Thaddeus,
Oh.
Winslow,
Huh?
your mother,
Oh,
your father, Jeremiah,
Mummy.
the lady in the shop, Jade,
Oh my gosh.
Frederick, Cedric,
No!
the shaman from your village, so like the medicine man,
Uh-huh.
and actually your mule, Burrow.
No!
Burro. No.
Okay.
And then you hear much louder chews, and then the water shakes. Like the ocean itself is shaking, and they're all like, looks like they're all holding the axe.
They're all holding it like this.
Yeah, they each have one, and it's
Whoa.
really, but it's interesting that like
Wait,
Did
how
you
is
go?
Burrow holding the axe?
I was gonna describe that. It's actually just kind of hovering in front of him,
Okay.
like just there. Choose. 1 second.
Choose for what? Choose them for what?
Burrow.
Choose them for what?
Fine, I will.
No!
No!
Okay, well then right before that happens, then he's gonna shout.
Too late.
He's gonna. How would he phrase this? He would go. Say.
They all drop.
Oh. He's
No,
Because
gonna,
you're
yeah, he's just gonna drop to his knees then, and just.
now. Everyone rolled really bad. Es-
Uh-oh.
Now, this actually, you're on your watch. You're like, maybe I should. It's enough light to check on the horses because you hadn't heard anything. You go over. The thing is, Frederick and Cedric, you guys were talking and somehow you missed something.
Oh,
Nuh-uh.
You see Tulok's donkey, Burrow. Looks like it died the most painful death.
No.
All the veins in its body look like it ruptured, and it's like an explosion of blood like around it, and the other horses are like shaking still. Its body looks like it ruptured open, and no slicing, but the heart is definitely gone.
In the morning.
This is all before you guys are woken up.
Jade's the only one awake.
So she comes out to that.
Would I wake up from the
Well,
from the
I am
nightmare?
also awake.
No.
I am
stuck in
feeling
it.
some
Yeah, you're
coffee.
stuck in it.
Well,
Because you
whenever I
were
wake
sleeping.
up,
That's one of the things that happened.
I just imagine.
Whenever I that's
You've
all
had
of
you've had
Cedric's
multiple different dreams.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I gotcha.
Dang, am I gonna have to roll discipline for this one?
Yeah.
Right next to your horse.
Yeah. You're just like, and you have.
Froggy, I
Hmm?
study this. I want to study it. Cedric wants to study it.
Once he's
You're not
awake.
even awake.
Yeah.
Yeah, once he's awake is what I mean.
One success.
Look what you did. You killed Burro.
Okay. You naturally want to retch.
Yeah.
Like you hold that back. You're not gonna take damage, but I will say you're a little off already.
Yeah.
So if you could write down that your next discipline check will be one step more difficult. Because you're starting your
Yeah, my
morning
easy.
off not all that
Yeah,
great.
with a dead animal.
Frederick,
Yep.
you've stayed up all night, so you take one. Oh, actually, I was way too nice to you.
I probably would have went and
Oh no.
Maximum damage.
If you could take 4 fatigue. No, not 4, 3. Sorry. 3 fatigue for staying up all night.
Alright.
Three fatigue?
Yep.
Oh
And
my
that
lord.
lowers the maximum for resolve, right?
Maximum for vigor.
Maximum for vigor. Okay, 3. And until the next night of full rest.
No. It's not just a full night. You actually like a full, truly restful night. So
you have
either
nightmares, so you can't
yeah.
have
So
nightmares.
either you have like possibly in a bed, or I'll let you know when that heals.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Because I won't know unless you know.
Yeah, just like I'm not gonna be doing any resolve for it. It's just your body. Like that's really what's going on because luckily you are ex-military, so your mind can still go. I love that song behind
I
it.
knew Burro.
Me too.
Now,
So
This is tragic.
you would have noticed that Frederick was awake.
I would have quietly went to Frederick and been like, I need to show you something. Come with me.
Those
Far right now because if so, I'm drinking coffee.
This is of the utmost importance that you come with me.
Oh yeah, no, he will, but I'm saying like it was the fire started.
Oh, yes, it was. Yes, yes. Okay, I thought you were telling me to start a fire. I was like, I need you to come with me.
Yes, absolutely. And okay, Frederick will get up and follow her.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
I would bring him over to the dead donkey. And I wouldn't really say anything. I would just kind of be like, look at him, and then look back at the donkey.
Oh, and he'll look at her and back at the donkey and be like, and like swear in French and like, okay, I've never seen this.
Neither have
That's-
I.
That is crazy.
You can see in its face that it was actually terrified and in pain. Like its eyes were bulging. Yeah.
Sheesh.
I think we should bury the donkey.
I agree with you. Is
Wait.
that gonna take too long, however?
Do not bury the donkey.
Because if burying it will take too long, because I think Frederick would about know how long it takes to dig a shallow grave.
Yeah.
That's gonna take a while,
Um,
and especially since
don't
none of
really-
you have a shovel.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
I have a very small shovel, but it's not meant for this.
I guess we should probably wake up Tulok.
Well,
What about Cedric?
We'll get there.
No.
The last thing I would do is wake up Cedric when Tulok finds out his donkey's dead.
how about I tie it to King Louis and I take it far away from here?
You're gonna drag it?
Yep. Great.
Yeah, I don't have any other. If there's branches around, then I could figure out,
That would
tie the rope
probably-
to some branches,
It would take
and put
too
the donkey
long.
on the branches.
I think we need to wake up Tulok and let him say goodbye to his donkey, and then I think we should get rid of it.
No.
Okay, yeah. If you think
He's
that's
on
right,
it and
yeah.
he wakes up.
Let's wake up Tulok if you think that's what's right.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think he should get to.
Sure.
He probably should weigh in on this since it's his donkey anyway.
Yeah.
I imagine we just kind of like scurry over Tulok, like it's real awkward and uncomfortable. Just like a very grim morning.
Yeah.
I would kick his boot. Would he wake up now from his nightmare?
Yeah. And you roll an observation for me. Because both of you are definitely kind of on edge and probably going to be noticing things.
Yeah. So you
One
want me to roll
success.
observation too?
One,
Yes.
his eyes look a little bit different than before. You just can't tell really what it
Okay.
is.
I can't believe it's morning already. I don't feel like I got much rest.
We need you to come with us.
Yeah.
Tulok's gonna stand up real slow and he's gonna look and notice the other two are sleeping still. Because Jeremiah's asleep now, right?
Oh, he's still sleeping.
Yeah, because they haven't woke him up yet.
And you notice, however he lays down, he's exactly in the same. Like, he is a heavy sleeper. You don't move.
Wow, okay. All right, is everything okay?
Just come with us.
Well. Yeah.
All right, lead on then.
So we would walk over to where his donkey is and just kind of stop.
Was.
Yeah.
I found him like this morning.
Exactly like this?
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't touched it.
We thought about burying it, but it'll take too long.
Tulok's gonna. Do I need to roll an observation to inspect the corpse?
It would be either animal handling or healing.
We're gonna go.
Wake up, you drag.
We're gonna go with animal handling here, because.
No.
Are you getting close to this thing and like touching it?
2
My
successes.
healing's good.
That's the
Because if
best
you're
animal
getting close
handling
to
I've
it,
had
you're gonna
since we
touch it.
started.
You have no earthly clue what happened. You've never seen anything like this. The only thing you could possibly be is you've seen one time a weird fish you'd never seen before and no one in the village did. And once it came to the surface, it kind of went boom. It just kind of opened up. So it's like a
Oh.
Interesting.
Oh man.
Jeff knows what that means, but I don't.
I do know what it means.
like
Like a-
a deep dweller that
Yeah.
couldn't withstand the pressure. Oh, I know what you mean now.
So Jade at this point would go wake everybody up. Elsa.
Hang on, but Tulok's gonna go wait, and he's gonna pull out his ceremonial short sword, and there's not really anything to.
That would be like.
yeah. They're like
That's the first time we've seen it.
Yeah.
And he's
And they're
gonna.
on edge.
Yeah, he's gonna say a whispered prayer to the spirits, and there's no need to give it a clean kill because there's just
I was
nothing
gonna
you
say
can
if
do.
you were gonna stab it,
But
like,
he holds it over to say his prayer anyways, and then he tucks it away. Ordinarily, what they do is after a kill, they always give it a second, like a clean release for the spirit to return. But anyways,
Okay.
so then he puts the knife back, and he looks at Frederick and goes, "Can you help me drag it away?"
Yes, of course. Let's fashion some branches together and tie it to a rope, and we'll take it far away. Very
Roll
fast.
survival to see if you can actually find branches in the middle of the
Yeah.
desert.
Jade, now I would wake everybody up
Yeah, go for it.
and kind of briefly give everybody an explanation as to what's going on.
Upon viewing of this specimen, Cedric runs like a schoolgirl over to it to investigate.
Only one success.
Cedric, how does a schoolgirl run?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I have. Well, let me see what supplies I have. We don't have any branches, Frederick, and I don't know. I don't have any ropes. I don't
Well,
think.
Froggy, you wanna
This
roll?
neck is pretty strong. We can just noose it and drag it then, I guess. It's kind of brutal, but
What was that,
can't be
Cedric?
more brutal than that.
I'm gonna roll a healing to investigate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
Rodney's doing
actually,
that.
you can do. You could do a science or a healing.
Both the same, so
All right, then.
either or.
Okay.
One success.
You don't know, and that excites you.
Oh, I'm gonna try and draw a picture of it, write about it for Thaddeus.
Or are you gonna set up? You could set up your camera.
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh, that's gonna be
Since it's
gruesome.
not gonna move.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, you about to move it, so I gotta investigate this thing as quite as this
You could just
possible.
talk to us.
Jade would be on like
No.
the opposite side of camp with her horse.
Do you like no?
petting
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tulak's gonna ask you to help move all the other animals away.
Okay,
It-
I would gather.
Jeremiah just gets up. He's got his hat off. He just walks, and the horse just walks behind him, and it's starting to like put its head over him, and he's like trying to console it.
Wow.
And he's talking to it. He glances back.
It's like we almost had a good
Yeah.
moment last night.
Jade and Andromeda.
Well, then Tulak's just gonna stand there, probably completely silent, staring at the corpse while Cedric sets up his camera.
Yep. Frederick is just gonna be waiting with Tulak. Well, he's got the rope ready and King Louie's ready. And...
Okay. It does take like 15 minutes to a half an hour to set the camera up, take pictures, do your measurements and stuff like that.
Yay.
Samples are going to be difficult because the interesting thing is the amount of pressure that seemed to happen. The Icar spray is close to like 10 feet out in like a perfect circle around it, so it's like
Jeez.
but
Dang.
Your horse got a blood bath last night.
they got splattered. So, but you open up the cavity that's open. The heart's missing. That's the only organ missing, and it's yeah.
Is there a creek nearby? Or like some kind of...
Roll a survival for me.
Don't mind if I do. That's what I'll say.
Yes.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. You're not where you are, so I'm guessing you're like emptying your canteen,
Yeah,
like
it's like
just to get it off.
Tulak would give
Yeah.
you any kind of things that his burro was carrying.
It's well, everything is off your horses anyway, so
Oh, okay.
you would have kept, because otherwise that would have been a mess.
Oh, stop.
I forgot. I also need to be cleansing the entire camp with some sage.
That is quite the image, and I appreciate it.
Yes.
Jade would have been writing. She would have written a letter to Thaddeus
Okay.
regarding this
All right.
situation.
So after a very, I'm guessing, quiet breakfast,
Yes.
and Jeremiah pretty much just drinks coffee and eats like one or two things and just gets back in the office. He's like, "Let's get out of here." Just it's just
Yep,
like
yep.
he's looking straight at the road. He's just like, "I don't." Mm-mm.
Yep, Jade would have been the same way. She would have been ready to get out.
And so you know, on the way back, we're not taking this road.
Yeah, I agree. We'll take the long way.
Tulak fashioned a pack. Do I need to roll for that out of what was a little bit of the saddlebags?
Because you had a blanket
Yeah,
and
because he didn't have a real saddle, so.
just sacks that Rover. It's going to be a really long walk unless you want to ride with somebody.
Did we not take the burro away?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We just took it. We just tied a rope around its neck and rode it up to the first decent
Okay.
place we found and came back. Nothing special.
Well, Tulak, you can ride with me.
Tulak, he's gonna. Thanks, but no thanks. I need to walk for a little while.
You're gonna slow us down.
Yep.
Well,
Exponentially.
Tulak's
we gotta
gonna
keep this
sigh
police
then, and
guy.
he'll crawl on your horse then. He didn't want to slow anybody down, but here's why he didn't want to do it. It's not because he didn't like you, but now he's petrified to get close to any of you.
Oh, well, you're gonna enjoy this small whispering conversation that you and I are gonna have then.
Great. Great. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Jade, I imagine it's like Jade and Jeremiah at the front.
Yep. And he's focused, and he's definitely consoling his horse. And his horse looks immaculate now, and you're like he washed it off with sand, and he had something in he had a brush in his pack. And the horse seems fine now, but you could definitely tell it was shook up from whatever had happened. But from your healing, you have no clue like how long ago it happened.
Okay.
Like you don't know when. You know it was at night, and from yours,
After I was
Cedric,
asleep.
you know that you don't really know when it happened in the night. So, and the interesting thing is everyone did a round, checked on the horses. So literally, it was just a. So. All right.
It's crazy that the mule didn't make any noise at all. Just went silently into the night. Maybe it tried to, it couldn't, I don't know, but
Oh, it probably did.
Yeah, mules are pretty loud.
It was a donkey.
yeah,
They're
Donkeys scream.
very loud.
They scream, and
They fight.
they're awesome critters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you guys gonna be
I would have made small talk with Jeremiah about the horses, because I would have noticed that he had a really nice horse, and just talked about, chatted with him a little bit about his horse, where he got it.
Okay. He would kind of hem-haw about, like I should roll an insight. Should be under awareness.
Okay.
Hey,
One success.
One success. You're definitely reading that he's kind of tiptoeing around something in the conversation. You don't necessarily know what it is about his horse, but he kind of tells you like 2 or 3 stories about how he came to find the horse, like different people he had talked to, and he wanted gambling.
So I would notice he was trying to avoid something, and I would say, I would appreciate if there's nothing that we're hiding between each other moving forward, since we work for the same employer.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay?
You have not used the tonic.
I know, I'm not going to use this.
Yeah.
218.
Okay.
I didn't get any successes. My persuade is so good,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh. Can I give you a fortune to, like...
Yeah, you can.
That makes me
Yeah.
so
Okay.
mad.
Okay, you could do. I doubt you want to do succeed at a cost. So
No.
He's like, all right then. You've probably noticed that my upbringing's not as lustrous as some of y'all's. I procured this horse from one of those associated, more correctly, that descended from those that did things to me. And I bet on myself, and I won. And Daddy's just quiet.
She would say, thank you for sharing that with me. That would be it.
All right.
So whatever you guys are wanting to do, I could tell you guys are like...
The funny thing is, Cedric has 3 animals total, but he can't offer.
Yeah, they would literally kill him if he tried to.
Oh, mules have an attitude.
No.
These, the 2 that are loaded up with these, have more of an attitude than anyone has ever
Yeah,
seen.
they would kill him if
Yeah,
he tried to do that.
Yeah.
Frederick, did you have anything you wanted to talk to Tulok about? Because Tulok's not going to
Yes.
start this conversation.
Absolutely.
2 guys sitting 5 feet apart on a horse.
No,
this-
we're not sitting 5 feet apart
this
on a
is-
horse.
I know.
I don't-
It is real uncomfortable to sit behind a saddle.
Yeah. Yeah. Tulok's not
Especially
having
a
good
full
time.
day.
Yeah.
But you
Well,
are on
got
the
a
road.
Blanket, right?
Yeah.
You could like throw over it.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing you kind of make a blanket diaper
Yeah.
to kind of make it.
It's
Yeah.
the only thing I got, so
Yep.
it's going to make it work.
Yep.
Plus you got chaps, so that's nice.
Yeah. Well, for the outside there.
Yeah, that'll help.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
So Tulok, about last night, and this entire conversation, I want to remind you, is in like a hushed voice.
Okay?
Anyway, about last night, I'm sorry that I reacted that way. It was, it's unfortunately normal, but it happened for a specific reason, and it's not you necessarily as it is me coming out of that nightmare. So I just want to lay the field, you know. There's nothing between us.
As you guys are on a horse together.
Yeah.
Tulok's going to say...
There's literally nothing between you.
No hard feelings.
Yeah. But you deserve an explanation. So, well, when I was in the military, I did some things toward people that looked like you, and people that looked like you did things toward people that looked like me. And it was a war, and it wasn't pretty, and it was definitely about race, and it was about land, and it shouldn't have happened, but, you know, there's losers on both sides. But one night, it was a night, right, Frog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. But one night,
He's already heard. Oh my gosh. We've already heard. He's already heard this story.
well, I just recount the whole story
Okay.
to him,
All right.
and just you know, explaining like, unfortunately, because of how he looks and because of the trauma that Frederick has suffered through, it's just like it was an unfortunate circumstance, but it was nothing against him.
Tulok's going to go... It's like that everywhere I go.
What? You punk?
His own.
I know.
his-
Every time we like make a breakthrough with Tulak, he does something like this, and we're all like,
Yep.
Even his own people treated him like an outcast because he was half white.
Yep.
He's never been accepted by anyone ever, which
his
is
mom was white, correct?
no, his
His
dad was white.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
His,
that I
but his
understood.
dad earned his place in the tribe as a man. We don't really know any details about that yet.
Okay.
So he was welcomed.
The tribe won't even talk about it.
Yeah. So
Right.
Like,
Okay.
it's like when it's hush hush that way. So
But Frederick's gonna look back and be like, Tulak, I am not choosing to treat you differently.
It's like real sentimental.
like this is like really it's just the
Well, you guys
moving
would be
of-
close.
and
So
it's,
it'd be
it's
like,
also like
Yeah.
like you're probably like you keep changing the way you hold. You're like holding back and like you don't want to put your arms around him. And
for too long, he's a
It's
bigger
too
guy,
long.
so he's
Wait.
sliding off the back. He has to continually scoot
Yep.
closer to you, and you're probably like,
Yep.
Yeah.
it'd be a very long day
Anyway.
for you
Yeah,
guys.
it's a very long day.
Well, it'd be a
Look,
very
I
long day
lost-
for everybody.
I lost all my brothers that I had in that war. Okay? And you're one of the people that I would hope that I can call that close. I
Oh.
just thought I should trust you with this information.
Oh.
too long.
But okay, but like the difference between this time and when like it was read out like that other time is because now Frederick is going deep into like
Right.
he has this reoccurring nightmare
Right.
and he like cries about this.
No, I wasn't laughing at you. I said, "What is
Oh, no, I
Tulak
didn't.
gonna do?" I was like, "What if he tried to hug Frederick?" But I was like, "I don't think he'd do that."
Just like
I would have been a little bit more.
So Tulak, he's gonna do this thing with his hands where he's like, I understand. I've never.
This would be one of those things where like everybody in front like speed up together.
Like
Real
Jeremiah like glanced back once all day and just like
Anyways, Tulak goes, I've never been accepted anywhere. And truth is, I spent my whole life trying to be accepted. And then I had a chance to be accepted by Lily, and I blew it because it wasn't what I wanted with my whole life, which was to be a part of my tribe. And the truth is, everywhere I go, I've yet to improve anybody's life.
Character development.
Character.
look, if your people don't want you, then it's fine to leave them. My family doesn't like me either.
We're
No, I'm
gonna
not
try
saying like that's the
to,
same thing, but what Frederick is trying to say, maybe I shouldn't even say that, but it's like, and with Lily, Tulak, it doesn't matter if you want the girl or the guy or whatever. You just find people that are gonna accept you for who you are.
Wow.
Tulak,
wait.
I accept you for who you are.
He
I'm
said-
not gonna treat you any differently than I would
He
my
said
girl.
guy, and they're
Yeah.
on a horse
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
We're like, this is like the girl or the guy. We're like bumping against each other on a horse right now.
You're
Get kiss
You're
on the
just-
cheek.
oh boy.
No.
So it's like,
He's trying to accept you.
Yeah, I know. I'll play it, but I'll
Okay, Frederick, roll a counseling. A council.
Hey, nice.
Please be bad. That would be so.
no, you can't have it be bad.
That would be so
I
funny.
just want to get some movies.
I would, would you like another Doom?
It's
Or would you
called
like another
Dread.
bed?
Yes, I'd like another dread.
No.
Oh my god.
You know, next time he uses all that, somebody will die.
Man, well, whatever. Alright, just one success.
One success.
Yeah.
You're definitely
Feeling it?
not necessarily feeling it, but you're totally understanding what he's saying.
Okay, cool.
So it's your decision to because I don't have anything in there. Like if you had like resolve damage, like if you had a trauma, that would be him bandaging, like in essence, bandaging. He would need 2 successes by definition, but this is he's
Just trying to
Gotcha.
make you feel good.
yeah trying to be like you can have the Tulak could have the decision be like this could be his new an actual group.
Okay.
The people that accept
Tulak
them.
is gonna be silent for a moment, not in a standoffish way, but just to weigh your
There's
words.
no way you're gonna be standoffish with him.
Okay.
You're,
Yeah, no,
you're literally just cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah,
None of their
yeah,
business.
yeah, right. So, but he's just like taking in your words for a second. And he says, I think I could get used to being part of your family.
Oh.
You don't need them any more than I need my tribe, I guess.
All right. Yes! I won victory!
Alright. It's the
Now
little
it's-
things.
Awkward try to get
Normalized guys talking to each other about really hard subjects.
Yep.
Just guys being dudes.
pros.
Yep.
Yeah, guys be pros.
Okay.
He's my brother. Everybody's like,
You don't see the family resemblance? Start pulling that.
You know, from another mother.
there's a Western where they're like, he's my brother. And it's like a white guy and a black guy. They're like,
Yeah, it's pretty
It's a good
funny.
movie,
It's
yeah.
redonkulous because the donkey is one of their siblings. Yeah, it was so wrong. But Jeremiah, during that conversation, asking about his horse, he asked you about yours. So
oh, yeah, well, I also
Yep.
stole it. So we would have kind of been like,
yeah, well, it wasn't. When you say that, well, it's not stealing if they don't want it back, or
well, they
can't
take it back.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Everybody's getting close to each other.
Well, Cedric had you've got.
You're like
two-
right in the middle.
Yeah, you're in the middle of all this.
No, I think Cedric's in the back talking to the donkeys about what he saw.
Oh gosh.
He's trying to explain it to him. You understand this, Seymour.
I'm like, I'm sorry you had to see that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
They're just like going like, oh gosh.
Please end this.
Okay, so
Why wasn't it me?
so it's you probably have more. You do stop and kind of rest and let the horses rest a bit. Yeah, but you've got Jeremiah's like starting to remember. He's like, I think the next town is maybe a day away. So we got, if we're going back, that'd be 3 days to get back and let them know we did it.
Okay.
So he hops back up on his horse and heads out for the second part. If you guys want more role playing, or we can just kind of skip to nightfall. That's up to you guys.
Skip to nightfall.
Unless Cedric, you want to have a role play session with your mules.
No, I think I got the point across.
Okay, because if you really wanted to, I can do my best to
Be them.
be a mule.
You want to?
No, I just because that's you.
Can we hear your impression of the mule? You don't have
Listen,
to.
if he starts
You just be
talking
heavy
back to
breathing.
Mule, I'm gonna call him that one
Mr.
that
Ed.
one story about the talking mule. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Balaam.
Yeah.
Yeah, Balaam and his donkey. Okay, so nightfall. You feel a little bit more confident, so you probably have a fire this time. So yeah.
Shall we do watch in the same order we did last night? It'd be like real awkward saying that.
Yep.
But Jaden, bring it up.
Yeah, that's fine with me if that's fine with everybody else.
Mhm.
In that case,
Uh,
Tulok's gonna. Oh, Fred.
Unless you
Oh,
think
it's
we
gonna
should do
trigger a
something
watch?
different.
Okay, well, then Tulok's gonna stand up and stretch and be like, alright, I'll get to it. And he's gonna do just not a very big trek, but just around to do his first check of the watch.
Okay.
Jade would probably have her horse like next to her.
Yep.
Like close.
Then what if it steps on you? No?
And Jeremiah does. He sees. Oh, yep. Not a bad idea. He's just like, it's gonna be all right.
And because Frederick doesn't know if he was actually supposed to be woken up, he's gonna think he's next, and so he's gonna like burn sage, do a holy cross, and like hold that knife tight.
All right. Awesome. I kind of like imagine you drew symbols like around your area in the desert too, like you just in the
Yeah.
sand and like probably like put like the ash from the sage in some of them. You're like, good.
Yeah.
And like any salt, just keep like there's just a pile. Just-
You know Frederick all too.
Yes,
you
I-
know his superstitious ways.
I do. I'm guessing you're like, okay, I have to get a horseshoe. If I can get a rabbit's foot, I gotta get just
He's like whispering to himself.
Yep.
It's like, why don't I already have it?
Yep. All right, so
Tulok's actually gonna do a double watch because Frederick let him ride on the horse all day long, and even
Okay.
though it was miserable, he's gonna try to pay it forward back to Frederick.
you definitely
So
don't want to sit
Frederick
down.
is
No.
No, I'm just saying you don't want to sit down.
tired.
It hurts. You're,
Oh yeah, I bet it does.
yeah. You just want to stand and just stretch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means it would go to.
It was supposed to go to Cedric at some point.
Yeah, Cedric's after Frederick, but I didn't know if I had to do anything during this watch, if I could just pass it off.
Cedric is next to the donkeys.
Okay.
Well, Cedric,
Talk
or,
to him.
Okay. Roll me an observation.
no successes.
Ugh.
All right.
I missed it by one.
All right. You don't see anything out of the ordinary or anything like that. Your mind is kind of elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you wake up?
Cedric.
Okay. Cedric, you are roused to do watch.
Alright.
Tulok very gently lowers himself with his sore
He would
legs
just
and
kind of fall.
then goes to sleep as quickly as possible.
Good.
Actually, you know what? He's a little bit nervous to fall asleep, but his exhaustion soon overtakes him after that day in the saddle. So,
Okay.
or that day behind the saddle.
Yep. Cedric, could you roll me an observation, please?
You
Well, yeah.
one success.
Awesome. You definitely hear that when you've been on watch before, you've definitely heard the horses and mules before. They definitely are a lot more on edge, just in general, it seems.
Okay.
That's fair.
I think I do a double take every time I pass by the animals.
Okay. The one that carried your like the kind of the battery pack today is just staring you down, just watching you.
Oh man.
That's too much
Um,
acid.
So, but otherwise you don't really see anything.
Yeah. I think I just awkwardly like avoid eye contact and walk past.
Oh yeah, yeah. Seeing animals of that nature. Yeah. So then it would be Jeremiah.
Yep.
Okay. And then he wakes up Jade.
The first thing she does is check and drop it.
Yes. Can she see Kent?
You can't see her unless you do something.
Okay, because I was gonna make him guard the camp.
Ahead of time?
Yes.
Okay.
So that I would take one resolve.
Yep.
To do that.
Okay. So and what else do you have to roll?
Says one resolve and one animal handling.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. I got a critical fail.
You got a critical failure? It's actually
That's the only one that doesn't have a complication on it.
okay.
You got lucky.
Now
I probably didn't get lucky.
no.
But...
So what I'm gonna do with this is, with some sort, like a lot of sorcery, it still happens, but something else. And where you kind of sit back and then you just kind of start imagining where he is, and then you're like and you actually kind of feel like petting him, and then you just kind of whisper to him like, keep an eye on things, and then that very because you had taught Kent to do that before, and sometimes he got distracted, and that head movement, you get that head movement, so you're like, he might be keeping guard or he might not.
Okay.
So
I'm
you
like,
got
I don't know if he's watching or not. So if I watch, I would be like double time.
yeah, but you still feel. Excuse me while I.
Oh my god.
35.
Yeah, but you do feel a little bit better because you know he's around and he's kind of.
At least there.
Yeah. And you do like kind of hear like him like nipping at some of the horses and stuff like that, like doing his thing. You're like, it's not a memory because it's like you're connected to him and like almost.
Yeah. Well, I feel what he feels.
Because what it is when he's on guard, he's gonna let you know things. And actually,
chasing the horses.
yeah. Actually, the horses aren't doing anything, but you hear like him start to growl, like around him.
Yeah, I was waiting for that this whole time.
And but it's like farther a distance, and like he's done circles before, like around like a rattlesnake.
Oh,
Yep. So you've got you got that sense in you, like okay, and then he starts doing other stuff, and he keeps going back during your watch, like a dog does, like kind of gets bored with
being a watchdog.
yeah, and then like so yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna keep those in there because that would be messy. So
yeah, I don't want to get in a fight with Kent.
Nobody wants to get in a fight with kids.
Yeah.
There's not a single soul.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go through what happened at night with you after all of this.
Okay.
You're walking in the woods. Like you've been like kind of like a hunting trip.
Okay.
And you've had like a reoccurring dream of hunting before. Then you hear the stones crushing together, starting as a growl, and then it just simply says, now you can get the horse you want. And it goes silent.
Ouch.
So like you're in your dream, you're just like, what in the world is that? And like, as a deer is coming up, and you like
Get the deer. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, the rest of that dream's pretty refreshing. I
Yeah.
guess.
So you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brimming
on
of
the
that.
brain.
Yeah.
Now, Frederick, do you? I'm gonna bring this up just to kind of remind you. Have you played? Like, have you looked at the kerchief or anything? Or do you keep that in your saddlebag?
Yeah, I'm not really paying it in. Well, no, I keep it on my person, that's for sure.
Okay.
But I'm not like paying it mind, like going
Okay.
out of my way.
Okay. All right. Um, that night you fall you go to sleep. Like it's harder to go to sleep because you're kind of scared too.
Yeah.
And the nightmare is starting again. But you feel
Okay.
someone grabbing your hand and pulling you away.
It's too
Okay.
You know what?
Oh my gosh.
What is happening?
No, and you're first off the whole like nightmare kind of like freezes and you're being pulled away and you feel yourself walking and she just simply apologized like I'm so sorry about last night.
Um, no, I understand you had places to be or something to do.
Okay. And she keeps looking like you're on her left and she keeps looking to the right. And so you're kind of walking in the woods
Okay.
that path again.
Well, what's she looking over toward?
Ask her.
I will. If I can't see it on my own, I'm gonna ask her.
Okay, you're just seeing the weird reoccurring path. She says nothing and then kind of looks down and releases your hand and starts kind of fading.
I'm gonna grab the hand.
Okay.
Sorry, did you want to go that way?
She's looking down and to the right.
Is she looking away from me?
Yep.
Or okay, then I will hold her close.
Okay. You definitely. She keeps hiding her face from you.
What? Are you okay?
Roll a persuasion.
Okay, cool. Well, no, nothing.
Frederick's the least persuasive character
Yeah.
of all of us.
It's like my medium one, and
Yeah.
all my dice are used to D&D, so.
Yeah. Uh, she says, "I'll be fine." Kisses you on the cheek and says you won't have any more nightmares tonight, and you fade into a okay dream.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Dang nabbit.
During another dream that you're having,
Okay.
uh, you're waiting and you're like spearfishing during the salmon run.
Yep.
And you start hearing that gravelly sound again, and it says, "You said you'd release me for your gift." And then you go back to fishing. Then back to you making coffee, breakfast.
Yep.
Nothing's been. The world around doesn't seem destroyed like it was the morning before.
Jade's like,
Jeez.
So,
What'd you take?
It was last game, but I haven't had to mark it in, so I figured I'd mark it in now before I forgot.
oh, you didn't mark that.
Not yet, yeah.
Thank you for doing that.
Well, I was about to give myself one anyways because I'm thinking, hearing this voice over and over and over after, he's probably gonna take a mental resolve for that one just because he feels like he can't get away from it.
You're
You-
knowingly giving yourself.
Emotionally, he probably would, yeah.
No.
Because it's gonna weigh on him, but I'll just role play it.
Let's just do that because if you start punishing yourself mechanically, it takes my ability to do the punishment. I'm supposed to be the one doing that. Okay, so
Make him spend the dread. Come on.
yeah,
We got a lot of it.
look at that, look at that pile there.
You're gonna retire off of that pile.
Well, I've got only this much left out here.
Oh my gosh.
So-
You're gonna have to buy more.
no, I got a whole that big metal case there's
Oh,
full
okay.
of different
Oh.
colors.
Yeah, you don't have to buy any more than.
Yeah. So you have the option to head out. So
That's should be eat breakfast. Get on
is
the
anyone
horse.
if anyone kind of glances at Tulak?
I would glance at him,
Okay.
just especially since Kent was like being
Okay.
real weird all
Roll an
night.
observation.
I hope you see everything.
Deep soul.
The fear in his
I have
eyes.
2
Yes.
successes.
Two. Okay. The
Well, actually, no. So I have 3 successes.
okay. During that glance, I'll just say the corners of his eyes that were bloodshot the other day. It looks like the whites of his eyes are almost turning black. Like
Oh.
slowly from the
I'm
corners
sorry.
are out and
So,
in.
so if that was the case,
And then the iris is still red,
red.
and the pupil is still black, but it looks like it's totally black in the very corners, and it's like fading.
Okay, Jade. Before she would get on her horse and stuff, she'd like grab his arm and be like, "Are you okay?"
And then you're really seeing it because the bloodshotness is still there, like almost like the body's not fighting it. So,
What do you mean, am I okay?
You're
I'm about to get on that back of that horse again for another day. I'm not really looking forward to it.
your eyes are red, but where your eyes would normally be white, they're black.
What?
And
Does anyone have a mirror?
And Kent was not
Uh.
too fond of you last night.
Can you use?
you want a mirror? He's on his horse already.
Frederick will pull out his sword and be like, "You can use this as a mirror."
Everybody's offering reflective things.
Alright, so Tulak's gonna grab the sword then and do whatever he's gotta do to
It'd
see
be
it.
really, really hard to see.
Yeah.
I would
it.
take the mirror from Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got one? I didn't hear him offer it.
He was starting to.
Oh, well then he would rather take the mirror then.
And it's the he's not handing it over. It's the back end of his the backside of his pocket watch.
Oh, okay. Well then he's gonna.
Yep. You see this little coloration there. You're like, I'm gonna get that checked out. Just heading out.
Jade would also get on her horse and
There is a doctor present.
Yep.
Cedric, would you
The
say that?
doctor is in.
Oh, you could roll a healing if you want.
roll healing.
He doesn't know. He hasn't looked at his eyes, so.
Well,
You would have heard me asking
like
for
there's
it.
there's people talking about it.
Okay. I roll healing.
Please get 7 successes.
Come on, Dr. Cedric.
2 successes.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You're with 2 successes. You're definitely in that headspace. He's got possible infection, but you've never seen black because that would be like necrosis. Like
Monocle.
That's like
I want to use
bad.
my
yeah, but it's not. There's no swelling.
Did you say you were gonna look at his eyes in the monocle?
He did. He said it. Let him do it. Yes, I want to know what happens.
Okay.
monocle.
So I changed the
Immediate
rule on the
headache.
monocle. So you take a despair. So your max of resolve goes down by 1 to use it. But you're not.
But it's so cool.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I use the max resolve. Wait. Hold on. Is it till like I get rest or something?
Well, a despair and a fatigue those get healed during downtime.
So like next time we're at the hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's really
Am I
waiting.
worth it, Cedric?
Is it worth it? Yeah, we'll do it. Why not? Go
Okay.
for it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, when you're looking through this, that weird red smoke is like billowing out of his like the points in his arm, like through his shirt. It looks like. Then you start looking at his eyes, and the smoke is coming out of his arm and going like through his head and coming out his eyes. And that axe is like a blaze of that. Like it was red smoke before, but it looks like it's almost like beginning to be an inferno on his side. And his irises look like they're kind of glowing.
Told me to Frederick.
Hmm?
Can I transfer what you just told me to Frederick?
Yeah, you could tell him that.
Yeah. I don't want to repeat everything.
Yeah. Okay. Do you look anywhere else?
I mean, you said I looked at the axe and the arms and the eyes. Is there anything else I could look at besides this like Pete?
I'm just saying anywhere else in the vicinity.
No.
Would Cat be close by?
Okay, so you're done looking?
Yep, I'm done looking, and I tell Frederick.
Okay.
Tell him about the spooky axe and the eyes.
Ooh. That does not sound healthy.
Oh, there was one point on his arm that seemed like it wasn't just smoke. It looks like it was that inferno, like coloration from his eyes coming out of the one point in his arm.
I want to investigate that point on his arm. So, I go up to Tulak, and I say, very politely,
Show me your arm.
crazy. Can I see her arm for a second?
Tulak holds it out. So when you told Frederick everything you saw in the glass, did you say it loud enough for me to hear, or was that like just between the two of you?
I mean, I don't think it was a secret. So,
All right,
yeah,
well,
probably
then,
loud.
If
If you were in the vicinity.
Tulak is very willing to let you see his arm.
Okay, you unbutton the shirt and
Yeah.
you start feeling around. Do a healing for me.
Oh, I can't tell him what's there. He has to check it.
2 successes.
Okay.
Nice.
There.
An 18's not a critical, right?
Correct, because you're trained in it. You're feeling around. It feels like he's got shrapnel embedded throughout his whole arm, and that.
Ew.
Yeah. So it's like Cedric has felt when someone's been shot with birdshot and healed over. So it feels like that all over his arm, but that one point is like touching it. It's not. It feels like almost like a buzzing sensation. It's not warm. It's not cold. There's definitely something there.
Perfect for Murray's.
That's what the axe murderer on drugs.
I asked Tulak, and I press it a little bit like a doctor would. They say, "Do you feel pain anywhere?"
I don't think I would feel pain.
You don't feel pain in it.
Yeah, I don't feel anything.
This is a little weird for a real life doctor. I mean, I guess I confer it over to, I guess everyone, if everyone's listening.
Okay.
It describes weird shrapnel and buzzing.
We could cut it
And then I
out.
put the buzzing part again whenever I tell him.
We could cut it out.
Yeah, if he's got shrapnel, we should get it out before it's infected.
I pull out my hunting knife.
I hold up my metal arm and I say, I'm an expert at cutting things out.
I don't know. I can just say it, right? I can
Yeah.
roleplay. All right. This happened the first time I picked up the axe. When it bonded with me, these things popped in my arm, and I'm gonna pull my sleeve up as far as I can without tearing the shirt. And you see it goes all the way up to my shoulder, and it kind of stops around here.
And you didn't think that was weird?
This
You didn't
whole
think that? I have like the knife in my hand. Like, you didn't think that was concerning? You didn't
Like,
think twice about this?
Jeremiah's
I
like
just-
leaning over his horse. He's like, y'all are weird.
I point at the axe. Does anything about this look normal to you?
He's
But
like an aggressive knife being batted in your face.
Yeah, I'm like, the shrapnel and like.
I like put my axe in your knife. I'm like, relax.
Huh.
I put my
Could
knife away.
Could I use a sorcery?
Yeah, you could do a sorcery.
Okay.
Can I help him with the sorcery?
It's gonna be so funny.
You could do. You could do a.
With my sorcery?
It's good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll have you both do your own independent sorcery tests.
Oh, independent, you say?
Yep.
One success.
One success, okay.
How many fails did you get, Jeff?
Is it a critical?
So I'm trained, and it's not a critical,
Okay.
but I have an 18 and a 19, which are not passes.
Okay. You're looking at it and you're like, man, that is.
That's magic.
Arm go brrr.
That's supposed to be.
Yep. Now, Cedric, in your
Sky is very sky today.
in your weird studies and stuff like that, you've heard of, like, you're kind of connecting, like, maybe like meteorites and magnets. Like your brain is going like
that's
how you
interesting.
could possibly be like controlling it with like maybe how he moves his arm or something. And he's like subconsciously doing it, but then you're like, but it can stop and hover. So there's definitely something just past the magnetic ability of it. So you're just like, what other energy could possibly be being used? Like, so I'm going. You have that. You're going in like occult knowledge on possible things that way, but like a science vein in your head there. Yeah. So that's you guys' morning.
Okay, well,
Can I take Tulok to the side to have a conversation with him?
While-
Tulok, can I have a conversation
while
with you?
we're on the road, you guys can talk on the horse.
Okay. Unless, of course, he doesn't want to ride with me anymore.
I mean, he doesn't have a lot of options, so.
Yeah, he's not gonna ask Jeremiah.
Hey, Jeremiah, scoot up. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, Frederick's great.
Okay.
You gotta ask.
Aw, more bonding time, thanks.
But he wants to have a conversation. Unless you got a two-person cell. Oh, yep, okay. Alright, Frederick, what you want to chat about, my guy?
Oh, okay. So, alright, so I haven't told anybody else this, but oh no, that sounds really weird from yesterday's conversation.
That's why I reacted that way.
I know, that's funny. Okay, but anyway,
It's a little bit
I
frustrating.
haven't told anybody else this, but my physical body has also changed slightly due to contact with supernatural items. And this might seem very hypocritical of me to say, considering I have not, but have you ever gone a day or a night without having the axe on your hip?
No,
Since you first had it, yeah.
never. I tried to leave it for a few minutes one time, and it was unpleasant, so I went and grabbed it again.
But did it do anything?
What do you mean, did it do anything?
Was it unpleasant for you?
Yes.
Or was it
Have you ever left the candle on?
Yes.
To quote Froggy. That's what it felt like.
Oh, that's quoting your spouse there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
To quote Froggy.
I used other analogies that went
I
beside
used
your
the
head.
candle.
Oh. Alright. Well,
You ever left the candle burning in a wooden house?
perhaps in both of our cases, I wonder if we leave the candle on for so long it might burn the house down.
You should try it.
Not with us inside of it, though.
Frederick, to be totally open with you, oftentimes I have zero control over the axe, and I'm afraid of what could happen if I wasn't there to restrain it.
Oh.
Let me rephrase.
You're hearing a weird guttural
Yeah,
weird
I realized.
laughter
Yeah.
in the back of your head, and then it says, "Release me now."
And I'm gonna say, Frederick, even in this moment, it begs for release.
Cool story, bro.
Dang. Oh,
Release it as we get to Maurice and
I'm
just...
sorry that it's gotten this bad. I didn't know. I will do everything in my power that I can to help you.
Tulak says, be careful what you ask for.
What?
Last person he got close to was a burrow, and that burrow no longer has a heart. It was left to rot in the desert.
Well, the last person you got, never mind.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. But he goes on to say, normally the people that I start to get close to, or the things I start to spend too much time with, it doesn't always end well.
Tulak, did you once ask me a question whether or not sometimes entities can have morality or be good or evil?
I don't know if I asked it quite like that, but sure.
Well, I'm trying to think about how Frederick would explain this.
You guys would be super close after this.
I can't think about how Frederick would explain it, but basically, it sounds like you have a spiritual disease.
A spiritual disease?
It sounds like the weapon you carry is infecting you, and if it has this much control, then you're basically a host, like someone who carries the plague.
That spot that Cedric was looking at,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like the shrapnel is starting to spin in your arm.
Oh, that would not feel good.
Yeah.
Do you like them? Oh.
But it's not painful. It just is like a yucky feeling.
Oh, okay, it's not painful.
It's not painful.
It's doing
And
this until you release
And
it.
it's starting to warm up. Like
Oh my
inside
God.
your arm.
It's begging for release.
And
It's
then-
gonna...
And then in a very hushed tone, And in all seriousness, Frederick looks back with his one good eye and says, "Or you can pick who is." I'll let you interpret that as you will.
Huh?
You can pick the sacrifices. Like if it's okay. Sometimes when people
We're all
leave
like-
they have to keep taking them, or they have to come off them slowly. So you know.
I'll
If
keep
it's-
that in mind.
He's like,
And it stops spinning.
You're gonna
Not
have to
one.
kill some people. Just not us. Please.
Noted.
You know.
I think, Frederick, that you may be onto something there.
so this would be the day that we would arrive
You know,
in the
bad
next
guys
town.
are people that deserve it.
And Jeremiah kind of did explain to you, like, he's been to this town, but, like, was there for a day and didn't sell a thing. So,
Okay.
it's like, Bent Creek, the name of the town.
How were the folks there when you were there?
Are you, I'll segue to that, but are you guys kind of done with your convo or no?
Yeah. Yeah, Tulop's good with it too. All right.
Yeah, Tulok's good with it.
Okay. Small town, small minds.
Oof.
Jade's getting looks because she's wearing pants.
Um,
Tulok, I'm about to ruin
Yeah.
Frederick's reputation. He would have been fine, but
really bad.
Oh,
soda.
you're not the first person.
That's about all I remember.
Hopefully we can figure out all of this quickly.
And I'm guessing, Cedric, your mind is just going to town, like trying to figure out what the heck is going on with Tulok.
Yeah, probably.
He's doing
From a
medical
medical-
business.
But not Bell.
Mm-hmm. So, that's till about noon. So you give your horses a rest. Do you guys chat with anybody in specific otherwise, and then otherwise?
probably start asking around for the guy again, or you guys
We're not-
want to rest?
You're not there yet.
We're not there yet, so.
Oh, I thought this was the town where he was
No,
at.
this is we just stopped for break. It would
Mhm.
probably be a very short, quiet break.
Yeah,
Well, we
you guys are
would
just-
want to stay the night in the town. We want to keep.
You're not
We're not
to the
in
town
town. We're in the middle of nowhere.
yet. Yeah.
Oh, you were just role playing a conversation. I
Yeah.
thought you were introducing the town.
No,
Oh, that's my bad. I misunderstood.
I usually describe the town.
That's why I was like, okay, all right, I
Yeah.
guess. Okay.
Yeah, this is like an opportunity if you need to. Yeah. Okay, so you head off. You've got.
I was gonna say I
Yeah.
will hand Tulok my sunglasses and explain it's for his eyes.
Because
It's
you
a
don't need them
very.
anymore.
That's a very good idea. It's a very interesting image I've got in my head
Yeah,
about
I
that.
was gonna say.
Yeah. Okay, so about four more hour of ride. You start cresting this hill, and you see this this kind of most towns have like a wide street, like a main street, and like how the buildings are built like next to each other. This one's kind of sporadically built. Like you've got the main drag, but it's not straight. It kind of snakes. It's like whoever was building this was like drunk the whole time, or just something happened. And as you're kind of going over that, that's where we'll end this session.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
I know, Frederick and Tulak and the
Yep.
horse together.
Did y'all have fun?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
We all had fun with our trauma.
Yes.
It's all
Like,
Trauma.
Fun with Trauma, I think would be a good name for this one. So,
That is a good name for this one. And to our audience, will Tulak release the axe? Will he not? Come back to find
Yep.
out more.
Yep.
Will it kill him before he releases it?
Will it kill somebody else before he releases it?
well, cool. And we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
All right.